What's up, everybody? Jimmy Faluca reporting with Frank. Frank, how's it going, dude?
Very good.
I would say very good, especially coming off the pay-per-view we got to see on Sunday, which hard to say that there's been a better pay-per-view main roster-wise in a long time.
Probably one of the most funnest pay-per-views in a while.
Absolutely. Fun is definitely a key word we're going to be using tonight.
And the Raw the following night, many people say it was the best Raw of the year. Many people say I say it was the best Raw in recent memory. That Raw was pay-per-view worthy, a good pay-per-view worthy show.
I'm going to actually agree with Frank 100%. Monday night, I was in Manhattan with my future brother-in-law seeing The Killing Joke. To anyone who hasn't seen it, you got to go see it. It was a really, really good movie. When it comes out on DVD, get it. It was very, very good. It was well worth the money I spent to go see it. But when I came home, I stayed up because luckily Raw was DVR'd for me. And as I'm walking into my house, Raw's ending. And my sister and my dad look at me and say, James, you have to watch Raw from tonight. It was excellent. Now, usually whenever I miss a Raw, which unfortunately has become, the norm for me, I'll miss many Raws because they just haven't been worth my time, to be quite honest. And I'll be told, look at that segment. That match was really good. That promo was really good. It's been a very long time since I have come home and have been told you have to watch the entire show.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. WWE could get it right when they want to, right?
No, absolutely. I mean,
it's very funny.
It is very funny. And this is something that Frank and I have talked about on several occasions, and we've been ostracized, we've been insulted, we've been called marks, internet wrestling fans, all this nonsense. But we have said we want to enjoy the product.
It's not only us. It's fans who scream for change, fans who are unhappy.
And you want to know something? The last 3 nights, actually 4 if you count NXT and the Cruiserweight Classic, which also delivered. The last 4 nights prove indisputably that when the WWE wants to get it right, they get it right in a big way. A big way.
Right.
My goodness.
Somebody wrote as a comment, did they change the writers?
Yeah, that was
No, they didn't change the writers.
That was Will. No, Will F. Shout out to Will. Was basically saying, did the writers wake up or something?
No, they didn't wake up. Like I said, the question is WWE starting to finally listen to their fans? Did they finally admit to themselves their product's gone stale? Their direction has hit a roadblock? Or is this just a cookie, a big cookie, and they're going to go back to their old ways?
Well, I can tell you right now, they have set the bar for what Monday night and Tuesday night should be. Wrestling at all times should be fun.
Right. I mean, listen, in all fairness, that Raw show, that's going to be tough to top every week. I mean, and like I said, going back to the Attitude Era, not every segment, not every match was great,
Just like this past Monday, not every single part of the show was great, but there was enough great to where you didn't give a shit about that other stuff.
It was what I've been saying, the continuity. It built the story from the beginning to the end. You had to see what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen.
And what happened on Raw was phenomenal, but we'll get into that later. Something has been very evident, and Frank wants to discuss this, and I'm going to give Frank the floor. Frank, did we see Roman Reigns get demoted in the last 2 shows that we've seen him on?
3 shows, absolutely. I've said he needed to get demoted, and all that suspension talk, I personally think it was somewhat of a work just to thread the demotion In a way, he's still getting protected, maybe by people say, oh, he's just getting punished because of the suspension. No, I think it's become apparently clear that he is not working in that role. I mean, come on. This, like I said in the last video, we are going on year 3 of the Roman Reigns push. It's not getting any better. It's getting worse. The boos are getting louder. He gets a consistent, strong negative reaction every time. It's not just the smart cities. It's not just the smart arenas. It's not the men over 30 that are miserable, who hate their lives. It's everywhere. He just doesn't fit the role. Not now, at least. Not in this. Not now. Not now. Not the way he's been booked and built up to be the next Superman. Maybe it's not even his fault. He's following 12 years of Super Cena. You know, just not now.
And Frank, ultimately, I say it's time that we lay some blame down. Who is responsible for Roman Reigns' push basically dying a slow, agonizing death? Who's responsible for that?
Well, the people who insisted on blindly giving him the super push, the push to the moon, the Golden Boy booking, the super protection. It's so transparent. Even a half-ass fan could see it, you know, and that's what turns the fans off. And again, maybe it's not his fault entirely, because he's not the one being booked that way, pushed that way, and promoted that way. But listen, well, we said it a million times. We don't hate Roman Reigns, the person or the wrestler. Roman Reigns is actually a pretty damn talented wrestler.
Absolutely.
He's a really big.
We've said that many times.
I've said it since he early on when the Shield debuted. He's a really big guy. He's got a good look. He's got a good physique. And do you ever see him clear that top rope when he runs? And
oh yeah.
Up? He doesn't just
getting off that top rope. He goes straight over it.
No. He doesn't just clear it. He goes over it by a good yard, almost. That is athleticism.
He's an athlete, without question.
He's shown with the right guy and another good worker, he can have a very, very good match. You could go to the last year's WrestleMania with Brock. That was a very good match. I don't care whatever anybody says. Go watch it. That was a very good match. The first match with AJ Styles, go back and watch it. The only thing that ruined that match was the cartoonish. It became cartoonish at the end when the club threw everything at him and he kept bouncing back. But other than that, for the first 80, 90% of that match, that was a very good match. So
you'll notice that you'll never ever catch Frank or myself knocking Roman Reigns' work. We've never once knocked his work. We have said many times the guy's a very, very good athlete for a guy his size.
Now the one thing that Roman didn't help himself with is his mic skills. Scripted, not scripted. In this role, he just doesn't come off very good.
You know, there's this thing, Frank, on my phone that, whenever I'm on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, I try to refresh the page. And when I have no internet, I get this notification, can't connect. Every time I see that, I think of Roman Reigns because he has not connected with the audience.
Because it's the role that he's being portrayed as.
Jim Ross said that several times. That this guy should have been turned heel months ago. And for whatever reason, they are just insistent on not turning this guy heel.
Because
why, I don't know.
Because, again, going back, and the root of the problem is because they're trying to make him the super baby face, the superhero, the Superman of this generation and era, and people don't want to see it. They didn't want to see it with John Cena. They don't want to see it with Roman Reigns.
But Frank, all those years with John Cena was the most profitable years.
No, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Just because they made money doesn't mean it was profitable. And listen,
Can you explain to the audience before we move on what the difference is between making money and being profitable?
Okay, if you make $1 million, but you need to spend $850,000, your profit's $150,000. Okay, if you make $1 million and you only need to spend $500,000, your profit's $500,000. You made more profits. Okay, and plus, every year they're expected to make more money because the prices go up. It's just like the price of a movie ticket. Movies in the 80s, blockbuster movies in the 80s, the top grossing movies would go about 300 million. That was if you in the 80s, if your movie made $300 million, that was extraordinary. Now that's an average blockbuster because the ticket price of a movie in 1988 was, I don't know, $7. Now it's $16. You understand? So you're making more money, but you're not making more profits.
The reason I wanted Frank to break that down is because, Frank, I have to work with people that actually believe that Cena's a bigger draw than Hulk Hogan was.
No, Hulk Hogan's T-shirts cost $10 back in 1988. Cena's T-shirts cost $25 now. So yeah, they're making more money. The numbers are larger, but that doesn't mean they're making more profit. If Hulk Hogan's T-shirts sold for $25 back in 1988 or 86, they would have made more money. They would have made shitload of money that they already did. Are you falling asleep?
No, I'm not falling asleep at all. I'm letting you break it down because there are people, especially on the page, that believe that John Cena was a bigger draw than both Hogan and Austin.
No. The number you could pull all the money numbers. It's not true. It's per capita, per fan. No, per fan. The money doesn't mean that he made more money than Hulk Hogan and Austin. Well, just go back to the shows. Just go back and on the network, put on any episode. Raw episode from 1998, 1999. Look at the crowd. The crowd is not. There's a sea of fans. There's a sea of signs. Go and watch an episode of Raw from the last 5 years, 8 years. The arena, the back of the arena is blacked out, and I don't want to hear these apologists say, "Oh well, the arenas are different now. The arenas are bigger." No, they're not. The arenas are actually smaller now.
I was very happy that you were able to break that down.
The old arenas were large. They had a capacity of over 20,000 people. Today's arenas capacities are not even 15,000. They try to make the arenas smaller so that people could get better seats and a better view of the product that's being shown at these arenas. Basketball games, hockey games. So no, that's not a false apology that the arenas are bigger today. No,
I've never ever understood the mentality of apologizing for something that is so okay. I've never understood the idea of apologizing for a program that for the last couple of years has been so disrespectful to their audience. I've never understood it. And if anything,
do you know why? And I'll pull out my psychology badge here, because these people. I mean, you're one of them, but at least you are awake, and you have some common sense. These people today, they have lived live only through John Cena, Roman Reigns. So they have to them that's their.
No, the scary part is when I have to see people my age or older than me that will defend this crap.
No, that's the reason why there's so many diehard Cena fans, because that's what they live by. That's their championship. That's their championship team. That's what they live. But I mean, I don't understand. Go back and watch wrestling from back in the day.
It should look like
Again,
that day.
go on the network for $9.99. Cheap plug for WWE. Go put any Raw from 1998, 1999, 2000. Look at the beginning of the show, the crowd, the fans, the energy of the fans, the signs. Everybody's going nuts. Jim Ross has to scream at the top of his lungs just to introduce the show and say what town they're in. Look at any show from this era, from the last 7 years, 8 years. It's night and day. Now they're going to say, "Oh, Frank, well, you always say that they edit the sound." What? They're going to purposely turn down the sound of cheering fans at the beginning of the show? No. Or they're going to turn up the volume of cheering fans from in 1988? No. You could see fans chanting. They're going bananas.
Because back in the day, the characters that were on the program got the correct reaction. And when they weren't, they were willing to change it. Today, when someone gets the wrong reaction, they try to spin it like it's okay.
Okay. Here, good segue. And this comes with our good friend Vince Russo, who is trying to get the cheap heat. Bring the cheap heat. Have him bashing Finn Balor. Yeah, okay.
Same way he bashed Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
He bashed Sami Zayn.
Okay. He's just trying. It's cheap heat. He's bringing the cheap heat. He's trying to get cheap heat with the fans, so his name gets thrown around and he gets more attention for his podcast. He was on the Stone Cold podcast, and they were talking about Damien Sandow. Now, bro, let me tell you, bro, Steve, you know this, Steve, and let me be honest with you, Steve, bro. You remember, Steve, bro, when I was writing for you, bro, how we used to do it from 1 week to the next, bro, right, Steve? Right? He's saying that they would write for the show Raw for 1 week to the other, going by the reactions. So Stone Cold got a great reaction this week. They would write more for Stone Cold the next week, and so on and so forth. Then they talked about Damien Sandow. Damien Sandow disclosed that basically today the characters you're put in a box, you're set in stone, and you don't get out of that.
You're only allowed to get to a certain level, and that's it.
Right. You can't go up. You can only go down. So that explains the conspiracy theory of when we say this guy is getting popular and they bury him, right? It just seems like when somebody gets
it's like what they tried to do. It's like what they tried to do with Bryan, and it just never worked.
Right. That's an extraordinary case. That's the outlier. That's the 2%, the 5%. That only happens once every 10 years. But guys like Bray Wyatt, guys like Damien Sandow,
Cesaro,
guys like Dolph Ziggler. Whenever these guys, Damien said, whenever these guys start getting over, what do? They
yank the rug out from under them.
They start making them lose.
But Frank, we're just making all this up.
No, we're not making it up. If you can't see that, then I'm sorry, you're just a blind fan. Not even a mark. You're just a blind fan. Even worse than a mark. A mark at least knows he's a mark and is happy being marked out. A blind fan is just you're just looking at
the forest for the trees. If you can't look at a guy like Damien Sandow and see how over that guy was and how they didn't even bother trying with him, Dolph Ziggler.
No. They tried to embarrass.
No, I mean try to make something of him. That when I say try, I mean try to make something of it. Like Dolph Ziggler, for example. 2014 Survivor Series. That dude wins the Survivor Series match, was massively over.
Yeah, but don't give them praise because that was meant for Roman Reigns.
No, I know it was meant for Roman Reigns, but I'm saying Dolph Ziggler got himself over, and they didn't even bother trying with the guy.
But they fired him. Kayfabe, they fired him.
Yeah, and then when he came back, he was doing absolutely nothing.
That could have been a storyline, a whole big storyline.
I was saying that it should have been Dolph Ziggler and Triple H at WrestleMania because who was the one that got the pinfall to take out the Authority? Right. It was Dolph Ziggler. Storyline sense, it would have been him and Triple H.
But hold on, going back, Damien Sandow, he discloses that the performers are placed in a box, set in a box. That was his quote. Look at what they did to him. They tried the most ridiculous things. Magneto.
And he still got over.
And it was he. Then they did the
thing with the Miz.
The stunt double. That was the stupidest thing. But he
made it work.
And finally, you know what they did?
They took him off television.
That was the only thing they could do to take away his popularity. And now you say, Frank, Vince McMahon says he wants everybody to get over. No. Yeah, he wants them to get over, meaning he doesn't want them to be complete flops. He wants them to get over enough to be presentable on TV, but he doesn't want them getting popular where it takes away the attention of the likes of John Cena, Roman Reigns.
I firmly believe in my heart, as a wrestling fan, that after Hulk Hogan picked up and left to WCW, Macho Man followed suit, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Bret Hart followed suit, Rock went on to do movies, Austin walked out, Brock left. After all that happened, Vince McMahon made a conscious decision that he was going to control who the top guys were.
Yeah, but that's an option.
Hold on, Frank, to make sure, that he picked the guys that this guy's not going to go anywhere, this guy's not going to go anywhere. Why do you think Cena and Randy Orton have been the two number one guys? Because that's what Vince wanted.
Yeah, they were happy.
They didn't want another Hulk Hogan who would get two over and have the stroke to say, fuck you, I'm out of here. Yeah, same thing with Bret, Austin, Rock, etc.
Yeah, but that in a way contradicts themselves because they're making good. They put so much attention and stock and money and promotion to these guys that in a way they put all their chips on them.
No, but you're missing the point, Frank.
I know what you're saying.
They pick the guys that they know are going to stay, that they can control.
The safe bet. So they put their money on the safe bet.
That's basically what it is. So, they stick with the safe bets because they know they can control them, that they're never going to go anywhere else. But honestly, if you really think about it, then if that's how you're going to run your business, you're never going to maximize your overall bottom line.
Right. There's two ways to book a company. You keep everybody down so your top guy stays up, or you try and push everybody up as much as possible so the top guy looks even better.
And you maximize your profits.
Right. They have chosen to
Plan A.
Keep everybody down, and so the top guy stays high. That doesn't work.
It does. The ratings in the pay-per-view in the last decade prove that it doesn't work.
Not in this era, and not with John Cena, because John Cena, he's not, and people are going to scream, and it's nothing personal. I'm not being a fan here. I'm not being a hater. John Cena is really not that good.
No, he's not. Because if he was,
I'll give him credit.
He would have been able, if he was that good, if he was truly that great, if not the greatest, he'd be able to walk into any building, have the people reacting to him one way, and flip them to exactly the way he wants them to. He's not capable of doing that, number one. Number two.
He does in a way because he panders. I'm talking about he's not that good in the ring. And people say Frank Hulk Hogan wasn't that good. But there was a difference between Hulk Hogan and John Cena. Hulk Hogan was electric. Something just with that guy.
Hulk Hogan was a wrestling legend.
I know. But even back then, people despised.
Cena's only a WWE legend.
All right, let me tell you, because I lived through it. There was a lot of people back then that despised Hulk Hogan. That said, they almost talked about Hulk Hogan the way people talk about John Cena now. That Hulk Hogan was a disgrace to wrestling. He couldn't wrestle. He didn't know an arm lock from a wrist bar. And people
he went to Japan. He kind of proved that.
And people were pro Ric Flair, pro NWA. People hated. There was the IWC back then. The Smarks were all pro NWA and despised WWF. They said
WWF was more showbiz than pro wrestling.
Right. Only after WrestleMania 3 after the Randy Savage Steamboat match, did that really change the opinions of people? They're like, whoa, now not only do they have the cartoon characters, but
They also
actually
have the pro wrestling aspect, right?
right. So, but John Cena as a character, as a personality, he just doesn't have that. I don't know. The kids love him, but he's not. He. You want to go back glass ceilings? The John Cena character hits a glass ceiling himself. He's not over with. He's not universally over. Hulk Hogan. We talked about this 100,000 times. Universally over means kids love him, men love him, women love him, teenagers love him, old women love him, old men love him.
I can name several guys that fit that bill. Hogan.
Oh yeah, just say
Austin Rock.
Let's just say Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was universally over. John Cena is not universally over. Only kids like him. Certain men who grew up watching him. Women like him. Roman Reigns. Only
none of the above.
Oh no, only a few kids like him, and a few and a lot of women like him because I don't know. I guess he's a good-looking guy. Everybody else. So anyway, so getting back to the Roman Reigns demotion. Yes, if you can't see that he's been demoted, what was the last? Okay, it started at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view when he got pinned by Seth Rollins.
Yes, it did.
Okay, that was a month ago, right?
In what was a very good match, in my view.
That was a month ago. Before last month's Money in the Bank match, how many times was Roman Reigns pinned? By who? Bray Wyatt, right?
Bray Wyatt in the six-man tag, the greatest six-man
there
tag
you
of
go.
all time.
In a tag match. How many times before last month's Money in the Bank had Roman Reigns been pinned or submitted in a singles match?
Clean? Never.
No, not even clean. Just pinned. I never saw him get pinned.
Oh, he's been pinned.
By who? By who?
He's been pinned plenty of times by Seth Rollins.
Where?
WrestleMania 31.
Okay.
I'm talking before Money in the Bank when he dropped the title to Rollins.
Okay, so you correct.
He never lost a match 100% clean one-on-one.
Okay, but I'm talking about even pins. Okay, he got pinned by he took the pin in WrestleMania 31. What else? I want to know. You said he got pinned plenty of times by Seth Rollins.
He got pinned. He got rolled up once by Seth Rollins on a Raw. He got pinned by Sheamus with the Money in the Bank.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, but it was always protected and clean. Something happened.
The first clean loss one-on-one he suffered was against Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank.
And then he suffered.
He's the one that ate the pinfall to Dean Ambrose.
Battleground.
Three-way. Which there was no cheating. There was no cheating. It was within the realm of the match. No one interfered on Reigns' behalf.
No. He won clean, perfect.
Dean Ambrose hit him with dirty deeds and got the 3.
That's two in a row. And then last Monday night. And not only hold on. Remember when they talk about the clues? The clues when they talk about him. What did Stephanie call him at the beginning of Raw? Unheard of. Even though that's the show. She blamed him. She called him a loser. Now, they would never have said that, and it's not because Stephanie's being a heel or it's trying to play up to the storyline. And when she said that, I looked at Roman Reigns' face, and go back and watch that.
I see. There's like a blank expression on his face.
Yeah, he had a blank expression. It was.
He knows he fucked up.
It was mad, and he was laughing and mad at the same time. Like, he was mad that he has to go through this, and he's laughing that, like,
it's not so easy when you're the one eating the clean pinfalls.
It's almost like
now he knows how 90% of the roster feels.
Well, I'm sure a lot of the veterans and a lot of the people backstage told him, you're gonna eat shit and learn to love it, and this is another test to see if they could trust you. You know,
they'll put him in the main event next year at WrestleMania.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is this is this what we've seen? Just a cookie for us? Are they
Part of me thinks it is, but I don't want to believe that it is because with the way that they presented Finn Balor, it's
they're presenting. I posted on the page when they introduced Finn Balor, and let me see your shirt. Finn Balor Worldwide. When that came up on the Titantron,
place went nuts.
I posted, I have a funny feeling they're gonna put the strap on Finn.
Oh
no, I
if
have
they
Finn.
do that, Frank, I'll lose my shit.
Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they?
I don't know, Frank.
Why would you debut him on Raw, make him beat your top guy that
by logic he should, but by logic he should be able.
Would it make sense to just give Seth Rollins the belt again? What storyline would that present? Same old shit. He's gonna be with the Authority and he's gonna be with Steph. That's boring. They're gonna give him. Finn Balor's walking out of SummerSlam with the WWE Universal Championship.
I honestly have no problem with the name because I don't have a problem with the name of the title because I couldn't come up with anything else. I
think they're gonna change it. They're getting too much. It's getting too much negative reaction. And you know they jerk off to the social media.
Let me ask you a question, Frank. Do either one of us have a problem with Finn walking out with the belt? I don't.
I say now that what they did on Raw,
they have to.
Now, hold on a minute. Remember what I said. Remember I predicted. Finn Balor's going to come out to a huge pop. Right? Can I say that? Do you remember that? And what did I say they're going to do? They're going to quickly.
Be the dumbest thing they can do.
You watch. I think they're going to do a double turn at SummerSlam. The club is going to help. The club is going to win the titles off a New Day. And then they're going to come out, help Finn Balor win the belt. And the following Raw, you're going to have the formation of, let's see that again, Barrel Club Worldwide.
Yeah, but Finn Balor as a heel, after all the work he's done as a babyface in NXT, would be a complete waste.
Okay.
Now, unless someone comes out to help Seth Rollins.
No. Okay, hold on.
And then the two guys come out to help Finn. That I got no problem with.
Do you think Finn Balor and the club are going to get booed?
They're not going to get booed.
Oh, I'm saying the following night on Raw.
No, and that's why I think turning. Listen, and this is something that I've been talking about for a long time. When you know somebody's over, and you know that if you turn them, they're still going to get cheered, you're wasting a character.
Now, unless they promote Finn and the club as chicken shit heels.
Which honestly, do you want, after all the work that you've done with Finn Balor down in NXT, you want to present him as a chicken shit heel?
No. They could be the cool heels that people have been longing for in Roman Reigns, right? They want their cool heel. People are dying for the cool heel.
Because I tell you right now, if they turn Finn Balor heel, they're building him up just for Reigns to knock him down.
But that's okay.
No, it's not okay.
But listen, he can't hold the belt forever.
No, I understand that, but Roman Reigns does not belong being a babyface, Frank, and Finn Balor doesn't belong being a heel. It's a waste of time, and it's a waste of a character. Why do you go? I'm very surprised at you.
If they play the story out good, and Finn Balor keeps beating the shit out of Roman Reigns, and they keep beating him. Then that's okay. See, then they're taking that golden wrapping off of Roman Reigns. Now Roman Reigns is vulnerable. Now people want to see him. Now he's being.
Frank, I hate to tell you, after everything they've done with Reigns, he ain't getting cheered.
He's still south.
He could lose the next 100 matches. People are not going to cheer him.
He could be saved. He could be saved.
Honestly, at this point,
wait a minute. Hold on. How could you and everybody else say that the solution to saving Roman Reigns is by turning him heel?
Because that's the reaction he's getting, and you're supposed to make the character the way the fans are reacting.
But don't you think that if he turns heel, people will cheer?
No, they will enjoy booing him.
Okay, so he
the
has
way
to.
they did Triple H, the way they did Roddy Piper.
Okay, so Roman Reigns.
The rationale I'm
Roman
using. You want to know
Reigns,
something? You put the friggin' club with him.
Let me ask you. See, and I'm thinking 3 steps down the road. When they build the club up to be so powerful, don't you think they're going to reunite the Shield? The Shield versus club. Do you know that's in the works? They're going to do that. So
At this point,
I'm just saying, down the road, maybe.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the Shield reunion. You could do that. That shouldn't happen for a few years.
Maybe a few months. Maybe after
few months.
Maybe after.
You really want to make Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose? What did you refer to that? What did you refer to Dean Ambrose as? Roman Reigns' Boo Shield? Come on.
But now he's not going to be Roman Reigns' Boo Shield because now he's on the other show. I'm talking about now. See, you have to see it. See, now Roman Reigns is going to get demoted. Now what? The rumor is that he's going to face Rusev for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship.
And Rusev's going to get cheered.
Right.
I mean, this is my whole deal, Frank.
Okay, do you want to see Roman Reigns win the U.S. belt?
Not a chance. Not as a babyface. He turns heel. I got no problem with it. It's no different than the world title. I had no problem with him being the WWE champion so long as he's a heel because the fans don't like the guy. I don't mind seeing him as the champ so long as his character is coinciding with the audience.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
I think they really need in the next couple weeks. They really need to do something.
The reason they didn't turn him heel on Raw is because that would have taken the attention off of Balor. And you don't want to do that.
Well, you can't do too many things in one night.
Honestly, the time to turn Roman Reigns right now, they should be building towards it, is the Survivor Series. Because that's where most swerves take place.
Okay. But
that's something I want to make sure that you understand the way it works with me. When the fans are cheering someone and they're a heel, you turn them face. If someone's a babyface and they're getting booed, you turn them heel. That's the way it has always worked.
So you're saying if the club Gallows and Anderson at SummerSlam help Finn Balor win against Seth Rollins,
I'm going to be pissed.
You don't think they're going to be
royally pissed?
You don't think so? That'll be a double turn. You don't.
It's retarded. It's retarded.
But the question will be, will the club be cool heels?
I don't care. They shouldn't. Finn Balor does not belong being any type of heel when he's over.
Or they could turn Roman heel, tease Roman heel, and make him try and help Seth at SummerSlam, and then the club comes in to save Finn and make him win. That could be done.
I don't understand what that works towards because Dean Ambrose is the WWE champion. Why would he come out to help them? I don't know what you're getting at.
Who's gonna help?
I don't really understand what you're getting at.
I'm saying if you want to turn Roman Reigns heel, they could tease that going into SummerSlam, and then he could help. He could try and help Seth Rollins beat Finn Balor, and then the club could come out and defend Finn against Roman and help him win the belt. You understand? So the club will turn face, and Roman Reigns will turn heel.
I got no problem with that, but don't the heels look a little outnumbered in that scenario? 2 against 3?
Well, they cheated.
Oh, whatever. I mean, I think that's a little all over the place. I'm just
I'll just say these are scenarios. If you really want to turn Roman Reigns heel, I'm
honestly, if you really want to turn Reigns heel, you have the club not, helping Balor win matches because Balor should be, to me, Finn Balor should be portrayed as a babyface who could win on his own.
Okay.
The way exactly how he was in NXT because he was doing phenomenal work.
Then how about this? If you want to turn Reigns heel, he helped Seth Rollins beat Finn Balor at SummerSlam.
That automatically turns him heel, but to what end?
Oh, that's the most heelish thing he could do right now. Who on Raw is a big enough babyface right now that Roman Reigns would get massive heat?
Finn Balor.
So there you go. You answered your question. If you want to turn Roman Reigns heel, he has to screw over Finn Balor. and help Seth Rollins.
Which I got no problem with that.
And they could do a storyline where he is redeeming himself in the eyes of Stephanie McMahon and the Authority. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there.
No, like I said, I don't think Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns should be teamed up in any way, shape, or form.
Dean Ambrose is out of the picture. He's on SmackDown.
At any time.
No, that would only be at a special event like WrestleMania.
I'll put it to you this way: unless the Shield is reuniting, none of those three guys should be teaming up with each other.
No, they're never going to do it until it's either going to be.
No, but what I'm saying is, none of them should team up with each other at all.
No, it's not. It's not going to happen.
Reunite. Like Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose shouldn't be tag teaming because it's the Shield 2.0. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns shouldn't be teaming up because again, it's the same. It's the same shit.
The only time there'll be a Shield reunion will be at SummerSlam next year. Like a special.
That I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, but anyway, so Raw did real good. Online it said they did like 3.4 million, but SmackDown Live they did 1 million less viewers.
Well, but SmackDown's got a lot of. Listen, the ratings are not going to come right away.
Well,
it's going to take a while.
They announced a special pay-per-view for SmackDown on September 11th. Backlash. So I think how Raw pulled out all the stops Monday. I think SmackDown is saving their bag of tricks for that pay-per-view on September 11th.
Well, they're going to have to get consistent and they're going to have to get creative because if we're going to measure what show did better.
Oh, of course, Raw did
this
better.
Week, Raw was better than SmackDown by a mile.
Oh yeah. Well,
not that SmackDown was bad.
Well, let's again, SmackDown. There was no. Well, listen, after Raw, that episode of Raw, it was going to be next to impossible to even come close to matching it.
And don't forget, SmackDown has an hour less.
Yeah. They didn't. SmackDown didn't debut their probably most popular and hottest act, American Alpha.
Oh, that's this week coming. That's this week coming up.
See, that they were a victim of SmackDown was a victim of Raw's success. So they couldn't really. You can't give the fans too much all at once. It would have been too much. So they're saving that for next week. And now you watch. Next week, Raw is gonna go down a lot. It's not gonna be as great as we saw it, and SmackDown is gonna be better. SmackDown is going to be the hot show next week, and Raw is going to go down.
Well, on Raw, we saw several really good things. We saw 2 fatal 4-way matches that featured Finn Balor and Roman Reigns. Both matches were really good, in my estimation. The Finn Balor fatal 4-way, to me, was the better match. That's just, again, my opinion. Not knocking Roman Reigns' work as an in-ring worker, because he's very good, despite what most people will tell you. The main event between the two, I thought they had good chemistry. I thought it was really nice to see. Finn Balor went over clean with the coup de grace. As a Finn Balor fan, I can't ask for more. He's, my top 5 favorites of all time are Taker, Sting, Macho Man, Kurt Angle, Daniel Bryan. All 5 of those guys are pretty much gone.
I don't want to interrupt you. I just want to make one note. Didn't it look like Finn Balor had been on Raw for years?
Come again?
I said, didn't it seem like Finn Balor had been on Raw for years?
It seems like he was made for that show.
Didn't it look like he was there all along? That wasn't his debut. Like he was just there. He's been there for 5 years.
I guess. But I'll tell you one thing, Frank. When they first said his name and he walked out and everyone was looking at him, that was a big deal.
No, I'm saying, did he look like he was a rookie?
Not at all.
That's what I mean. Did he look like he had been there for a while?
Polished performer. He did not look like he wasn't sure of himself. He looked like he was confident. He was smooth in that ring, and you can't ask for more. We also had the ladies stepped it up a notch as well. We had Sasha Banks and Charlotte have a really good women's match in which, as it probably should have been at WrestleMania, but hey, I'll take it.
See, I'm surprised they didn't save that for SummerSlam.
I'm surprised myself. I don't know why they didn't wait, but you want to know what? Plenty of good title changes have happened on Raw. We could add this one to it. This was a great moment. Sasha Banks pulling out an Eddie Guerrero trick, which I appreciated as an Eddie fan. Sasha was genuine. She was excellent as always, and that was a big deal. She got the title. Think about this, Frank. 2 major stars from NXT, Sasha Banks and Finn Balor, were both prominently featured.
So does that signal the new era has started?
It's a possibility. What we have to see this go on. I can't really pass. Ask me again in 6 months.
Oh, so you're doing a Henry now. Henry wasn't impressed by Roy. He says he's got to see what happens.
I understand where Henry's coming from.
6 weeks from now, because he's paranoid. He's paranoid, and he thinks, like what I'm trying to imply, that this is just a big cookie.
Well, we should be hoping it's not, Frank.
I hope not.
At some point, we got to turn the troll stuff off. We got to hope that they finally, because this show, like we said at the top of the show, proves that when they want to get it right, they can in a big way. Because this Raw was one of the best Raws I've seen in years.
Now, people say, well, Frank, James, you said that you could have one guy being the whole show. So how come you guys don't have a problem with Finn Balor being the whole show?
And my response to that is he's over.
Yeah, and also, so he became organically over. He came out of nowhere. He wasn't contrived. He wasn't produced. He wasn't.
The same people that say shit like that are the same people that have no problem with somebody being force-fed down their throats and up their asses.
Listen, in 2000, in the middle of 2013, when the Shield was riding their wave, there was already leaked rumors, common knowledge between fans that Roman Reigns was going to be the guy. Again, the middle of 2013, that's 3 years ago, that Roman Reigns is going to be the next Cena, the next face. And sure enough, every week you saw the
clues,
the unshameful promotion, the unshameful clues, the unshameful praise by the announcers. He gets hurt. He's on they have a fucking report every 5 minutes about him. Oh, Roman, they took his stitches out an hour ago. Oh, Roman, how are you doing, Roman? Oh,
when Daniel Bryan was injured, you didn't even know where the hell he was because they didn't even bother.
Ladies and gentlemen, fans of the WWE Universe, today Roman Reigns actually got out of bed.
It was retarded. It was absolutely retarded. And if anything, they ended up doing more harm than good.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan's hurt. 18 months go by, not a word. The guy, fucking social media has to blow up just for him to make a decision. And that was becoming an embarrassment. The Daniel Bryan situation. Is he getting back in? Is he not getting back in? They never had any intention of Daniel Bryan ever wrestling again.
Well,
remember that? For all the apologists. This doctor said yes. Their doctor said no. 4 doctors said he's okay. This doctor said no.
The entire time, only 1 doctor said no. But
the one that matters.
Yeah. But since the seizure stuff has come out, I am glad that he's not wrestling because
listen, to this day, I don't fully believe that whole speech he did.
What do you mean? Be honest. No, be honest.
Why was he weeks before that speech was made? Why was he tweeting stuff saying, "I'm ready to go, I'm good to go"?
So you're saying that they made up the story about the seizures?
Maybe not, but they never had any intentions of him ever wrestling again because they're scared with this concussion stuff, with all the lawsuits. If God forbid if they made him wrestle again and he had another concussion and got hurt, they look bad. So he was never ever going to wrestle again, and not in their ring. I say, to save face, they probably took him behind doors, said, "Daniel, listen to this. We could release you, and we could be on bad terms, or we're going to pay you a lot of money. You could have a nice retirement speech on Raw. We'll give you a great tribute, a great moment. The door's open for you to come back down the road in the future. You'll always have a place to work here. You're a very popular guy, but you're never going to wrestle again in our ring. And Daniel Bryan took option B. I'll retire. I'll say whatever you want me to say, and I'll come back. I don't fully believe that he couldn't wrestle again, or those seizures. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he did. He was
I'll
having.
tell you right now. If it ever comes out that was bullshit,
no, it's not gonna. No. It's not gonna come out that it's bullshit. It's just I found it very curious, and I have a good memory. I remember stupid stuff. How just it was like 3 weeks before he made that speech, he was tweeting pictures of himself training. I'm ready. I remember that. Do you remember that? He says, "I'm ready. I'm cleared." Doctor, remember he was telling people, "Doctors are clearing me. All these doctors are clearing me. I'm fine. I'm ready to go." And then all of a sudden, he announces his retirement and he discloses that I was having seizures. Come on. I'm not saying he wasn't, but it just seems a little contrasting. Anyway, so
I would lose a lot of respect for him if that is the case.
Listen, he had a gun pointed to his head. Either you never wrestle. He would either whatever option he took, he was never wrestling in a WWE ring again. Option A was he was going to get released and try his luck somewhere, or option B was he could remain part of the WWE family in some capacity and retire. But anyway, so what do you think?
I hope that you're wrong, Frank. I've never hoped.
Listen, I'm just deducing. I'm looking at what I'm analyzing from what I saw. 3 weeks before he retired, the guy's tweeting out pictures, screaming his head off that he's ready to go. Do you remember that? That it caused a surge on social media that he's ready. I want to be cleared. I want to wrestle. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember.
Okay,
I was one of those people demanding for him to be cleared,
and it was becoming an embarrassment. It was becoming a 1,000-pound elephant in the room. What's going on? Why are they so silent on Daniel Bryan? Why are they not even saying? And then 3 weeks.
Because quite honestly, I feel they never wanted him to wrestle because he was too popular for them to control.
That was another thing. Bringing him back. Not only was there danger with the concussion, but bringing him back would have ruined all their plans. The Roman Reigns plan.
That plan was dead from the second they started pushing him like Cena.
Yeah. That's why they never wanted. That's why they never wanted the Daniel Bryan push, because that push was supposed to be for Roman Reigns.
I need to change subjects because this is gonna
but it's the truth. Anyway,
it's gonna piss me off. If it ever comes out, I'm gonna put a lid on this subject.
It's never gonna come out. It's never gonna come out. It'll come out 50 years from now when Daniel Bryan writes his book. And even then, it won't come out because he'll always rely on a paycheck from WWE. It'll be some jabroni who writes a book 20 years from now that'll claim the truth of the Daniel Bryan thing. But okay, bro, let me ask you something, bro. Let me do my Vince Russo impression. Bro, wake up, bro. I gotta ask you, and you gotta be honest. What do you think about this Dean Ambrose being the WWE champion?
I love the fact that he's champion because he's over.
Do you think he's a credible champion? Absolutely.
He beat Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns 100% clean. Two top guys in the company. He beat them both.
Where do they go? Where do they go now? I want to ask you now. I'm going to ask you the questions now, bro, okay? Okay, bro, you stay with me, bro. And you got to be honest, bro. What do you think about the Dolph Ziggler push?
I think it's 2 years too late.
2 years too late. I think it's
because you make the guy win one match, and that automatically undoes 2 years of booking him like he's a nothing.
Obviously, because he's main eventing SummerSlam, which is one of the second biggest pay-per-view the company has. Even though that match will probably be on, maybe that match might open up the show.
Oh, if they do that.
And see that. Hold on a minute. See now. This is where the paranoia kicks in. Dean Ambrose is the WWE champion. Are they gonna showcase him as a mid-card champion?
They shouldn't.
Well, he certainly isn't gonna main event SummerSlam with Dolph Ziggler, right? Finn Balor and Seth Rollins are gonna main event SummerSlam, right?
The way I see it is this: if Finn Balor and Seth Rollins main event SummerSlam, then Dean Ambrose as WWE champion should main event Survivor Series. I don't mind if they trade if they trade the Big Four. If they trade on the Big Four, then you really can't complain about that.
Well, the Backlash pay-per-view, of course, will be SmackDown exclusive.
No, I understand that. It's like look back at 2003. Look back at 2003. WrestleMania ended with the WWE Championship. SummerSlam ended with the World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay.
So if they trade back and forth.
Okay, but I'm saying SummerSlam.
As long as it's not the curtain jerker or second or third match.
Maybe it might be. It might be in the middle.
It should be one of the marquee matches. It should be in a marquee spot.
It should be at least third to last because
absolutely
you have to have a break in between
the two title matches.
Yeah, okay.
And there's nothing wrong with having a stacked card.
Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. So we got Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton.
Oh, and I want this to be the first time I'm saying this on this page. Fuck Brock Lesnar. I don't like him. I think he's a prick. I want to make sure the Brock bots understand this. I don't care that he could beat up everybody in the WWE. I could give two shits less. If I wanted to watch real fighting, I'd watch UFC or mixed martial arts. I don't give a fuck. Maybe because you don't have a lot of testosterone flowing through your body, you get all fucking crazy on the inside that you see a guy who's a real man, whatever, blah, 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 but he's got to fucking cheat to win a fucking UFC fight. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, James.
They're going to suspend Roman Reigns, but they're not going to suspend Brock Lesnar.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute.
So fucking stupid.
Hold on. First of all, I read it. The wellness policy does not apply to part-timers.
And that's bullshit.
Well, he only wrestles 6 times a year. So
I don't give a shit.
I know.
Roman Reigns lost 30 days pay for violating the wellness policy. So should Brock Lesnar. 30 days pay should come out of his pocket. But Roman Reigns, we can suspend him, but we're not going to suspend Brock Lesnar.
But Brock Lesnar isn't breaking the rules.
Yes, he was.
No, but he's not breaking the rules because the wellness policy does not affect him. He's a part-timer.
That's a bullshit policy.
But that's the policy in place.
It's bullshit.
But that's the policy in place.
And it's bullshit.
Okay. And to that I retort, he's a white boy and he's jacked. So deal with it.
He's a white boy and he's a dick.
Listen, I'm a Brock Lesnar fan, and I've said it before. If you don't think the guy is juiced, he has been juiced since day one. Again, you're a blind fan. See, me, I'm not a blind fan. I am a fan, but I'm not a blind fan. If you can't tell that John Cena is using, if Triple H is using, if Vince McMahon is using, if Alberto Del Rio is using, I can pick the guys out that are using. See, guys like Nick Durst, he thinks you can't look at a guy and tell that they're using. Well, I've been around people who use steroids. I've seen things on TV. My spider sense goes off on certain people. Brock Lesnar is one of them. The guy, if you ever look at Brock Lesnar's eyebrows, they protrude. That's a sign of growth hormone, of heavy growth hormone use. How does the guy lose? The guy lost 20 pounds and 20 pounds of muscles in 4 weeks. Come on. And when he comes back, we watch in SummerSlam. He's gonna be big again. See, but I'm a fan. I'm not a blind fan that's gonna defend Brock Lesnar. Listen, the 2 flags that came up what anti-estrogen. Supposedly that's supposed to mask. It's a masking thing for testosterone. But I don't know. I don't even know why these guys have to use. I mean, listen. When you get over 30, things get tough. If you're as an athlete, as a man, things get tough. You're not the same. You don't recover as fast. It doesn't mean he's not a great athlete or a great performer. But people that want to hang on a little bit longer, you need a little help. And look, again, John Cena, look at him. The guy's 40 years old. Look at the definition on that guy. Triple H, the guy's 45? Look at the definition on that guy. Come on. You need a little help sometimes. Listen, I don't even care. I don't even care. It's wrestling.
What I care about is that they suspended Reigns.
Well, listen. Hold on. Whoa. We don't know. They still never disclosed what they suspended Reigns for. So we don't know what we don't know. What,
maybe I'm just biased.
Wait a minute.
That could be possible.
We don't know what they suspended him. I know, but I'm saying we don't know what they suspended Reigns for, and the rules.
And I think that's shady in and of itself. They're keeping it so quiet.
Adderall. They said. Yeah, okay. Maybe he did take some steroids, whatever. But listen, I don't even care. The thing is that you can't have wrestlers dying at the age of 40 all over the place. Their hearts exploding. So.
Well.
Anyway, so that's it. If you want to close the show, James. If you want, is there anything else to talk about?
Well, SmackDown, I thought, the Battle Royal was good. I was very happy to see Apollo Crews win. I think that's a guy that they really dropped the ball on. They need to start picking up on him because he's a natural athlete. He's freaking good. WWE needs to get over this racism problem that they have, not pushing pushing the black athlete. I see guys like Kofi Kingston who's still stuck in the tag team rut. That guy should have been way up there long ago. Thanks to stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. People will say that they gave him a push. He's won the tag team title. He's won the U.S. title. He's won the IC belt.
Never past a certain level, though.
Well, who has gotten past a certain level? I don't think when you get to that level, it has anything to do with color. I think when you get to that level, the only color is green.
Fair point to make. What
about Baron Corbin? I still can't figure this guy out.
He's just a big, mean dude with a cool finish.
Yeah,
that's basically what he is.
But
I like him.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to see him talk.
He's a classic heel. That's
okay. I got to see his character evolve.
He's a classic heel. I still cannot get over the fact that Dolph Ziggler won that match. I'm happy he won. I think that guy's been abused, misused, and every other buzzword you could think of, Frank. I mean, this is a guy that got himself over, and they did nothing with him. How many guys, we mentioned that earlier, how many guys got themselves over and they still did fucking dick with them? Mm-hmm. I think that's a retarded way to do business. I wouldn't care if the guy was 5'10" or 8 feet tall. If a guy is getting over, you prominently feature that motherfucker.
Okay.
And if you don't, you're a fool.
Let me open up this can of worms. AJ Styles. Yeah. We suppressed that memory.
Did we not say?
No, we suppressed. You said it, but I noticed for the last few minutes.
Did we not say he was going to be the one to eat the fall?
No, you said that he was going to eat an AA. He didn't only eat an AA. He took an AA off the second rope.
Which means the only thing left for him is to tap out at SummerSlam. You heard it here first.
Oh, that could be a match at SummerSlam. And he took the pin, and he took the pin from Dolph Ziggler. This guy's getting pinned all over the place. I don't know. Honestly, I think down the road, I think before the year's out, I think AJ Styles will be the WWE champ.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so. What the only thing I'm hanging my hat on is that he got drafted very high. Wasn't he the number 2 pick?
Yes, he was.
That's the only thing I'm hanging my hat on, that he is that's a positive sign that they drafted him so high. They drafted him ahead of Cena. So I think they're gonna right now. He's just being knocked down a few notches. He proved he could work 5-star matches, main event matches, right?
He's been proving that for the last decade.
No, I know. I'm saying, but on WWE, he got.
He could work with anyone
I know.
except that friggin' match with Cena they had at Money in the Bank. That was not a good match.
And there's the internet rumor that Vince said he wishes he could have signed AJ 10 years ago.
No.
So hey, that's no, I don't. That's a very good sign. If Vince said that, then you know what they say.
Make him beat Cena clean at SummerSlam.
Maybe he will. But you know what they say. If Vince likes you, if Vince is a fan of you, then you.
To me, it shouldn't matter if Vince likes you. All that should matter.
It's his toys. It's his toys. He owns the toys.
And he's a fucking idiot.
The only thing is sometimes people backstage, people that are close to him, his right hand and his left hand, might sway him and say,
Well, too many times his right and his left hand are jerking off his own fantasies about who should be the top guy.
Right.
On how buff they are. And that's retarded.
But I think in this instant, I think AJ has fans backstage. I think right now.
Well, he should. He's friggin' good. He always delivers.
The good signs are they quickly gave him a main event title shot back to back on 2 pay-per-views. They made him work with Cena. He should thank his lucky stars.
Yeah, he should thank his lucky stars. He's going to work with a guy who's not going to put him over.
I know. And they made him beat him. And so I think
to the club.
Yeah, I know. So I think right now AJ is just being pushed down.
I have one question for you, Frank.
Yes.
What credible pay-per-view win? When's the last time AJ Styles had a credible pay-per-view win?
He has yet.
And I rest my case, and that's where I'm ending the night. So far,
I think his
that's my only complaint.
I think his credible pay-per-view win will be against Dean Ambrose.
After he jobs to Cena.
Yeah. Whatever. Who knows? We'll see. I think Cena has been demoted too. I think Cena's been demoted too. I
don't think so at all. He's still the face of the company.
Yeah, he is, but he's been demoted,
and he shouldn't be. Based on the WWE's history, from a bottom line standpoint, that guy does not belong being the top guy in the company.
Did you see that shot when all the SmackDown people were in the back, and Cena was cheering for Dean Ambrose? Remember, everybody was, and he was the first one that came out into the ring.
Oh, I give a fuck. I don't even want to think of him. Don't even want to think of him.
Supposedly, they online it was reported that when he congratulated Dean Ambrose and told him, "You deserve this more than anybody." That was the quote. They said that he told Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, you deserve this more than anyone. When he's thinking about the knife, he's going to stick in his he's going to shove up his ass.
Listen, have we seen the last of John Cena without the title?
Absolutely not.
I think he has one more. He has a couple more bolts left in his.
And I'll throw up when he surpasses it, when he matches and surpasses Flair.
Well,
that's
anyway,
just a joke. I don't even want to think about it. All I'm saying is, the only blemish to the last pay-per-view for me, did I like Becky Lynch getting tapped out clean? No, because I think Natty, fuck her.
Well, so far I think we can't complain too much. I think
I can't. I
think the pros have outweighed the.
No, the pros have far outweighed the cons, but the one con for me, and this is apparently what got me blocked by what the fuck's his face, which I'm hoping that he sees this.
You crybaby.
I mean, are you kidding me?
James,
I gave Battleground.
You complain about everything, James.
Yeah, I complain about absolutely no. I only complain about the shit that actually.
You complain about the sun coming up in the morning.
Yeah, complain about the sun coming up in the morning. I gave Battleground a great friggin' review. I said out of the 8 matches, 6 of them I was royally happy with. What? Because I didn't give it a perfect score? No, it's not a perfect score when John Cena beats a guy he shouldn't be beating. I don't know where you get this into your head where it's okay for a guy like AJ Styles who has the street cred, has the ability, has the verbal skills, has the connection with the audience, and he loses clean to John Cena. What does that accomplish? The same thing. Frank, let me go off, please. I need to get this out of my system. You know what that does for him? The same thing that Bray Wyatt getting beat by Cena did. The same thing that Kevin Owens getting beat by Cena did, which made no fucking sense. The Nexus, need I say more? Ryback, when the guy was friggin' over, they turned him heel just to be fed to the John Cena monster. I mean, I ask you, Michael, how much more does the John Cena monster have to be fed? How much fatter does this monster have to become before we're done feeding him? No disrespect intended. You blocked me over me not liking that Cena beat AJ Styles. That was my only complaint coming out of Battleground. So do yourself a favor. Relax. I'm not supposed to just react however they want me to. I don't have to. And so long as John Cena is around, he is going to continue to beat guys he has no business beating. Ask Bray Wyatt how that goes. Ask the Nexus how that goes. Ask Ryback how that goes. Ask Rusev how that goes. And if they're not careful, pretty soon you're going to be able to ask AJ Styles how that fucking works. Well, I guess you have no problem with AJ Styles. Not even 1 year in the WWE. He's on the road to losing his third program in a row. First it was to Jericho. Why? Second was to Reigns. Didn't help get him over. Why? And now he's about to lose a program to John Cena, and it will not help him at all. Why? I mean, am I making this stuff up? Am I just blowing smoke up your ass? Watch the show yourself. But other than that, the show is absolutely incredible. I thought Raw this past week was the best Raw I've seen since, what was the Raw? The Raw I went to in 2013 when John Cena picked Daniel Bryan as his opponent. That was one of the best Raws I've ever been to. But that's going to do it for me because I
wrestled last night.
Oh, please.
With the wall. If you can see, look. I'm not making excuses, but look. You see that?
John Cena is the king of making excuses. Because what did he say to The Rock a year later after he lost? You didn't beat me. I beat me. Get the fuck out of here. This guy is a fucking disgrace to wrestling. He is the epitome of a punk bitch. He can't lose like a man because he has no confidence in his character. And they have no confidence in his character because if they had,
they know.
They know what, Frank?
They know everything that you're saying.
They do? Then how come I'm getting shit canned for telling it like it is?
Because you're talking to his fans.
Oh, the John Cena fans get upset. Well, I'm sorry, kids.
Listen, John Cena after 2011 was never choice 1. He was choice 1A. He always stepped in as an emergency. And you could. The telltale side was he never had after 2011 he never had a long title run. What was his longest title run? 3 months.
I don't even want to think about it because I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, he'd have a 1 month run, a 2 month run, a 3 month run.
From WrestleMania to SummerSlam.
Yeah. Or from Payback to.
The less I see of that dude with any title, the better.
Yeah.
Because I'll put it to you this way: so long as he is around and holding titles, that means that it's the status quo with him. And so long as it's the status quo with him, nothing grows. He is the symbol of complacency, Mike, Frank, everyone that's watching. That's why I despise him as a character.
Well, listen, now they have no excuses. They have other guys. There's no need for Cena to be the workhorse.
Frank, from your mouth to God's ears.
And I think
on that note, I'm going to sleep. I'm fucking tired. Hopefully I'll see Frank very soon in person. Yes. We enjoyed Battleground together. Yes. Frank even provided the nourishment for the night. Thanks a lot, dude. Appreciate it.
No problem. Okay.
All right.
Great show.
You guys have a great night. And I'm out of here.